It all started with my dad having 3 kids 1 year apart. Well, 4 kids, including my sister, but 3 boys. We'd go to practice and play 2v2s beforehand with me, my 2 brothers, and then my dad. And then we'd all practice with each other's teams. So we'd be up to 3 practices a day at some points. So having brothers around my age was key for my development. Yeah, so I knew about my dad's soccer history because that was around the house. He'd have jerseys of when he was in Tampa or Minnesota playing for the Strikers, and there was pictures of him playing at Indiana. And I remember there's a newspaper article about him and his Indiana team winning the national championship where he scored 2 goals. I look back and it's funny to visualize what he went through playing in the '84 Olympics in the United States, and I get a little bit of a taste of it because this is my first year really with the U.S. soccer program. I don't put a ton of pressure on myself because he was able to do it or anything like that. I'm just living my own life, and I hope to experience the amount of success that he did.
I played with his dad in the early '80s. I don't know if he'd even remember me, but I was a really young guy on the Olympic team back then, and I remember when a lot of the professional guys came to the Olympic team because there were some amateur guys there. And I remember his dad in particular was, pretty skillful outside back.
I remember at a young age, he got real with me for a second. When I was 10 years old, we were in the car, and my brothers and I were talking about playing for the Manchester United and the Real Madrid. So we didn't understand how hard that really is. So I remember he laid down the law a little bit and said, look, if you want to be a professional, I can show you the way. I'm not going to force you to do it, but I can show you the way. It's going to be hard work.
First camp I met Tommy was in LA. The team welcomed him in right away. I remember him scoring his first goal against Bermuda, upper 90 shot. So Tommy's definitely a good player to this team, important part of the team. He's able to create something out of nothing. Very tricky player on the ball, definitely likes to come inside. Technical player, always being able to create something.
He went to Indiana. I think his dad went to Indiana as well, so that was part of the reason he ended up at that program. But I remember Todd Yeagley calling me and letting me know about him and saying, hey, I have this kid you should probably look at. And I remember watching Tommy and thinking, wow, he's just relentless. He works so hard. He tries to win games, make plays. I remember thinking that's the kind of player that I really like.
There's always a ton of pride when you pull on that jersey and see the U.S. crest across your chest. It's cool that my dad was able to experience that as well. It's an honor, and I'm sure it'll continue to be that.